right?
Yep. Thanks.
Do you want to help me with this meeting?
Yeah. Set it up over here. So, what time is Mr. Carrington coming for you?
Oh, about 6:30, I think.
You know, I think he's the most distinguished man I've ever met. Well, he's so intelligent. And he's such a gentleman.
Elliot was a good friend.
Are you worried about your meeting with Mrs. Oliver?
No.
I just thought you seemed a little distracted.
I am a little distracted. I have something on my mind.
Is it anything that I can help you with?
No, Nita. I only wish it were.
Excuse me. I don't know what else to do, Mrs. Wheeler. I tried everything I could think of when I talked to Dennis this afternoon.
Where did you see him?
At the house. He stopped by after you left. He wanted to know if you wanted a ride to the board meeting.
What did you talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I offered my assistance in helping him set up this video cassette system and everything, and he said it was all under control.
You didn't let on that you knew what he was planning, did you?
No, of course I didn't. I even offered to go and be his housekeeper.
Whatever for?
Because I thought if I could get a hold of his keys, I could go into his apartment and search the place for that pornographic film Paige made.
Oh, Vivi, I really wish you hadn't done that.
Why not?
Because in the first place, it's not a film that we're looking for.
It's not?
No. If Dennis is planning to substitute Paige's film for Elliot's documentary, it means that he's had it transferred onto a video cassette.
Oh.
What if you've made him suspicious?
Oh, no, Dennis would never suspect me.
Well, I hope not. Because we have to find that cassette, and if he's suspicious, it will make our task impossible.
Mrs. Wheeler, what are we going to do if we find this cassette?
We're going to put this one in its place.
What is this?
It's another cassette.
How's everything going?
Hi.
Hi, Dennis.
Everything is going just fine. What time is Elliot supposed to arrive?
Vicky says that they should be here by 8 o'clock.
Oh, well, that's good. It should leave us plenty of time.
For what?
Well, for any last-minute arrangements.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. I'm sure that Vivian and Alfredo have everything under control.
Speaking of Alfredo, I'd better go and check on his seating arrangements.
Oh, that's a good idea, Vivian. Why don't you do that?
Okay. Excuse me.
You don't seem very happy.
Why should I be?
Now, you listen to me.
Dennis, why can't you give up this fool idea of embarrassing Paige? To show that dreadful pornographic
It is
film.
not a fool idea.
These people are my friends.
There's nothing to worry about. Once the film is shown, I promise you, I will take full responsibility. No one will ever know you were involved.
They're very important people.
That's the general idea.
Don't you realize the scandal you're going to cause?
If it's a scandal you're worried about, then maybe you ought to talk to Paige. After all, she's the one who made the film in the first place.
Why are you really doing this?
I told you. I want Dad to see Paige for what she really is.
All right, Paige. I have this mailing list all done.
Oh, great, Nita. Super, thank you. Oh, Nita.
Yeah.
I know it's late, but I think it might be a good idea if you were to stay around and meet Mrs. Oliver.
No, it's all right. I'm in no rush.
Well, you'll probably have a lot of dealings with her in the next couple of weeks. Of course, that is if she accepts my proposal.
Well, now, I'm sure she will. I mean, making the opening of the boutique a benefit for the Orphan Charity Fund. That's a wonderful idea.
Well, if we can pull this one off, it'll be to everyone's advantage.
I'm sure we're going to make a pile of money for a worthy cause and bring all those society ladies in that we need for customers.
Yeah, the only trouble is Mrs. Oliver didn't sound all that enthusiastic on the phone.
Well, we're just going to have to see to it that she gets enthused. Oh, I wonder what kind of woman she is.
I don't know. According to Vicki Bellman, Mr. Oliver is in real estate, but Mrs. Oliver is from old Texas money.
Maybe that's her.
Mrs. Oliver?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Paige Carrington.
Oh, how do you do?
Please come in.
Yes.
So nice to meet you at long last. We've spoken so many times on the phone. We have a lot of work to do before the boutique is finished, Mrs.
Yes, so I see.
Would you like to see the plans? It might give you a better idea of what it's going to look like when it's finished.
That won't be necessary.
This is my assistant, Nita Wright.
Oh, I see. Well, how do you do?
How do you do, Mrs. Oliver? Can I get you some coffee or some tea?
I think not.
Oh, please, have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
Well, then, have you had a chance to think about my proposal?
Well, of course I have. That's why I'm here. But before I commit myself to anything, however, I'd like to know more about your boutique.
Oh, of course.
What did you say the name of it was?
Paige.
Paige.
Page 1. Paige 1.
Page 1? Yes. I see. Well, that's rather cute. But I hope it's not going to be one of those garish places with flashing lights and that dreadful disco music blaring at you all the time.
Oh, no, Mrs. Oliver. On the contrary, Page 1 is going to be very sedate.
I see. Well, that's fortunate because we're dealing with orphans and we have to be very careful of the atmosphere we allow our charity to associate with.
Oh, I quite understand.
Oh, Mrs. Oliver, we plan on having the very best clientele.
You know, it's very difficult these days to find a merchant who knows what real quality is. Everybody wants to be so trendy, so with it.
I know exactly what you mean, Mrs. Oliver.
Of course, I'm so spoiled. I can recall when Yves opened up his first salon in Paris. Now, there was someone who knew quality.